Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning into our YouTube channel, Ampika Pickston, and listening to our podcast.
Hi, I'm Diane. Thanks for joining us.
So we're going to touch on certain topics each week, and this week we're going to talk about trust issues and infidelity.
We want to talk about how infidelity can impact on you.
And we're also going to touch upon the consequences of infidelity.
And the impact it has on your self-esteem, your self-worth, and how you value yourself. Okay, and then we want to look at some top tips to help you to deal with infidelity.
So I've actually received one really, really powerful email from a girl in her 20s, and I really want to share that with you guys today. It really actually pulled on my heartstrings, but more about that later on. So if you've got a certain situation or topic that you'd like us to discuss, or you'd like to share a problem with us at home, please type away. We would love to hear from you. And make sure that you subscribe to our channel, because every week, 4 p.m. on Friday, you can listen to a whole array of top tips to help your life be that little bit more easier and fun.
Okay, so what is infidelity and how can it impact on people? Infidelity to me means somebody that's been unfaithful in a relationship, or somebody somebody's been unfaithful to them, one or the other, isn't it? And the impacts of that can be very far reaching, not just catastrophic for the person who's in that situation, but all the family as well, and the finances as well, which people don't think about. So there's all the emotional tolls, isn't there, of infidelity.
Yeah,
and what that means to somebody, and then beyond that there's all the financial implications as well. If two people are married, if there's children, there's custody issues, infidelity and then trust tied into that is obviously a huge topic. I know we're going to try and cover what we can today, but obviously there's a lot to it. So what does infidelity mean to you?
To me, it's very strange. I don't look at infidelity as my partner or boyfriend or husband cheated on me. I look at infidelity in lots of areas and realms. It's the betrayal of someone having a secret life or doing something without your acknowledgement and involvement. Not that I have to know everything that my partner or boyfriend's doing, but you've knowingly, if you're sharing your life with someone, that you get to share all aspects. And if you're keeping me separated from something that you do, not with physically having to do it, but the knowledge of me not knowing. For example, if someone likes to gamble and they've never made me aware of that, and that's something that's secret to them. If someone's got a porn addiction, I don't have to be part of you masturbating and watching porn, but you do everything in secret. I feel that that is a real cross of a breakdown of trust, and I find all of those aspects infidelity. I would put it all underneath the same umbrella. Not that you have to be aware of every single movement that your partner does, but I think there's always boundaries and lines in a relationship. I mean, some people have an open relationship and that works perfectly fine. They like to share the bedroom. They might want to be experimental and have an open sex life and actually bring people in, and everyone is fully cooperational in that environment, and each to their own. I think it's when someone has a secret life and you realise that if you were to find out about that secret life, the impact that it would have on everybody else. Yeah. And when people are unfaithful, it's not just the relationship that you're going to lose the trust aspect and you're going to break down someone's confidence in you. It's like the ripples, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of dropping that bomb in the ocean.
Yeah.
And it's children, it's people's parents, it's people's relationships at work. It can be very, very, very damaging and destroying. But on the second hand, I do also believe that with the right counselling or with the right approach, I believe that people can forgive. And I do believe that people can go on to carry on having a good relationship or good marriage and overcoming these problems if two people choose to.
Yeah, that's it. I think there's two sides to that, isn't there? There's the relationship where it breaks down through infidelity, like you say, which can be a number of different things. Yeah. It's kind of like deceit almost within the parameters of a relationship, because you go into a relationship and you trust each other, don't you?
Yeah.
It's almost like innocent till proven guilty. It's important to go into that relationship. You trust each other, you respect each other. And I think that when that's broken, the damage to the other person and the ramifications of that can be huge, completely life-changing for so many people, can't it?
I mean, it's very difficult for us to be able to capture everything in this very, very small, short YouTube video. So what I'd like to be able to touch upon is this young lady who wrote to me specifically, and she said to me, Ampika, I'm really struggling with my current relationship because all my life I've been cheated on. I've got no self-worth, I've got no self-confidence. I've managed to find myself a really lovely young man who I absolutely adore, but I cannot stop punishing him for the past of what's happened to me. And it really pulled on my heartstrings, because I thought, you know, I have been in a similar situation where I've been cheated on, and you bring all of that negative baggage into a new relationship, and you continuously making somebody else pay for somebody else's crime.
Yeah.
So I get it. I totally get it. And you're sabotaging something that could be so beautiful down to past experience. And it's very difficult. And I think not just in terms of someone cheated on you, but going back to being abused, having an abusive relationship, or having a bad experience, or having something really traumatic happen in your life, how to almost compartmentalize that, put it on the top shelf and not be attached to it. And going back to my old analogy of a rucksack, walking around with that heavy rucksack of all the terrible things that have happened to you in your past, and you walk around with that and take it everywhere you go. So you can't even enjoy the pleasurable moments in life because you're still saddled with the mental blocks that you carry around on your back.
Yeah, I think that trust is a very difficult thing to rebuild if you've been affected by infidelity, isn't it? But I think that it affects people's self-esteem, your self-worth, and that's because people that are in a relationship, for example, and they've been cheated on, immediately look at themselves, don't they?
Yeah.
They think, you know, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not slim enough. If I was a bit funnier, maybe he wouldn't have cheated. If I was this, if I was that. But the truth is, actually, the issues is in that other person, you know.
Yeah.
If somebody is unfaithful to you for whatever reason, the issue is with them, not with you. Unfortunately, the impact is on you because, you know, when you're cheated on for whatever reasons, like you were saying, whether it's gambling or somebody's gone and had sex with somebody else or a long-standing affair, the dint that puts in your self-esteem of not feeling good enough, then I think that you go on almost to self-sabotage because you don't feel good enough. Your self-worth is affected. And I see a lot of people, that are struggling with that and have suffered with that. And I think the thing to do is to start really at grassroots level, to look at yourself and start to build your self-esteem back up. So to not focus on, oh, it must have been my fault. It must have been something I did wrong. That's why they've left. That's why they've slept with somebody else, or that's why they've turned to gambling or whatever. Those are issues within those other people. Stop thinking about that and start looking at yourself and start looking at the value that you've got, and however small you might start, you know, when you look in the mirror. We talked last week, didn't we, about energy, the energy in somebody, you know. Look at your energy, even if you can't get to the gym or do other things that might make you feel good at that time. There are so many beautiful things in people that feel downtrodden when the self-esteem's been affected like that. And I think it's to start small with little victories and build yourself back up, believing that you're beautiful. And actually, you had a lucky escape, didn't you? You know, if you're kind of in that situation, that's what I'd be thinking. I would be thinking, they've had a lucky escape. Let's move on. Let's look at me and how I can focus on getting me better, because I know, you know, I'm heartbroken, but actually it's not something that I've done wrong. The issues are within that other person. Yeah,
I would very much agree. And I do look at cheating in two different lights as well. I find someone who has an emotional involvement with somebody else whilst being in a relationship with me a lot more hurtful than someone who has casual sex. Not that I am saying casual sex is okay. What I'm saying is the act to have sex, like we're talking about, if you choose to go and sleep with someone, it's not about the person that you're cheating on. It's more about why you don't value yourself, for one, and you don't value the relationship that you're in. And those issues are down with the person who's actually cheating. It's not down to the person who's cheating upon. And like you say, a lot of people take it upon themselves. It's my fault. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not the other. But for me, it would be a lot more heartbreaking if I found out the person that I loved and cherished, who I felt that I had a mental connection with and a mental bond, had that running parallel and had a really close mental bond with someone else, for me, I would really struggle to find forgiveness. But if I felt it was worth forgiving, if I found out I was in that situation and I really wanted to make it work, I believe that with a good therapist and two people wanting to try hard, I would be able to commit. It wouldn't be easy, but I do think there's a massive difference, in my personal opinion, of someone who goes out and does it now and again, or someone who has had an emotional relationship with someone.
Yeah, I think it's interesting as well, because you say that and you hit on the thing there that it's so subjective, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because if somebody, people see infidelity as all different things, and that's the way it should be as well, because it's so personal to each individual. And just because somebody has been, done something behind somebody's back as well, doesn't mean to say they can't sort it out, can they? I know many people who've gone through couples counselling successfully, but I think they've both got to want that, 100%, haven't they?
100%.
And put the effort in to work through that and come out the other side, and that might be for the sake of each other and the children that are maybe part of that, which obviously is everything. And then the financial stability as well of the whole family, because fear around financial stability is, I think, massive. And I think a lot of people, certainly that I've seen, will put the financial security ahead of everything, actually, so they don't always want to withdraw from that situation because they're so worried about that. And that in itself is a whole topic, but there are lots of organisations to help with that as well, and also the CAB and places like that. People can go and they can get a structured line of help about how they can get out of those situations if they wanted to.
So we will put a link down below, so all the advice that Diane's given there about certain centres, certain places that you can go to work on your relationship. If I'm going to give the young lady who wrote to me some top tips that I'm going to share about this situation, that you have got a fantastic boyfriend but you're struggling to let go of the past, my top tips is the first one is to concentrate on you. Do not sabotage something that hasn't happened. Don't try to break something that is not broken, and that will come from going within yourself and working on your own self-esteem, your own self-worth. And there's no point in saying these wonderful words to yourself, it's actually implementing it into your life. So what makes you feel good on a day-to-day basis? Is it going to the gym? Is it going for a walk? Is it having a dance? Is it spending time with your girlfriends? Is it watching a good chick flick? Do something for yourself each day that makes you feel empowered, that gives you that strength of positivity, and you'll start to love yourself again, because that's all it is because people have hurt you and damaged you. You are continuing to live in that vicious circle of the past, so it's setting yourself free. So that's my first tip, is concentrate on you. Second tip, do something every day, even if it's just for an hour, that makes you feel good about yourself. The third thing, every time a negative thought comes into your head about your boyfriend cheating on you, push it away. It's literally like, no, shut the door. Every time you put a negative thought into your mind, push that negative thought out and impregnate a positive thought. The fourth thing is to meditate. Literally give yourself 20 minutes, get your headset on, go into YouTube, type in peace, calm, tranquility, meditation. Even if you can't meditate, just listen to it and calm your mind down. And that will help you push out those negative thoughts and bring a positive thought into your mindset. And the fifth one is watch my arms, watch what I do.
I love that.
Yeah, this is it. Give myself a massive hug because I am fucking fantastic and amazing. And if nobody else tells me that today, I've just told myself.
Okay, and can I just add to that as well that obviously Ampika and I appreciate that what we're talking about are really painful, difficult issues, and we never would want to trivialise any of that at all. These are things that impact people's lives horrendously and have far-reaching ramifications. But what we want to do is to give you some bite-sized tips and help that can really, I suppose, shine a light on it and then propel you forward to have more detailed chats or seek the help that you're looking for. And that will help you obviously in more detail, or write to us personally as well at Ampika's address, and we can go into much more detail personally. But we aim to give you that bite-size tips to take away with you, but we do absolutely understand, don't we, the pain and the devastation that topics like this can cause infidelity, trust issues, you know. And the thing about trust as well, and trusting again, is to be open, because thank God not everybody's the same, and there are so many people that are worth trusting again, because fundamentally people are basically good, and that's the premise that we have to work on, isn't it? And go into everything with caution, sure, but, you know, learning to trust again. And if you see the red flags, then you can leave and go on to the next.
And just remember, everything is a journey. You're never going to stand still in life. Nothing stays the same. Situations always change. Okay, well, thank you very much for tuning in this week. Please subscribe. You won't want to miss out on your fairy godmother and Ampika Pickston each week. Come on, you need to feed your weekly addiction. So subscribe, tune in next Friday at 4 p.m.
See you soon.